Mari. Alright, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Rise and shine to each and every one of you. Okay, welcome back to our beloved course, which is Literature in ELT. But before we go any further, it would be so kind if you guys wanted to play the role as 11th graders of senior high school. Would that be a yes? Yeah? Yes. Okay, would that be okay for you? Alright, absolutely amazing. Alright, now, can I do the opening again? Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alright, morning everyone. Well, yep. How's life recently?
Good.
Upsetting? Yeah, I know you guys have a duty to accomplish. Yeah, so do I. Well, before we start our today's lesson, it's better to do the morning prayers first, and the prayer starts now.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you. The next one is I'm going to check your attendance. Please do raise your hand and say present, exist, or whatever. All right, the first one. Fawaz.
Present.
Great, soldier. Alin.
Present.
Nifa.
Yes, sir. Yes.
All right, spot on. Alifa.
Present.
Yeah. Ifa.
Present.
Firman.
Present.
Okay, the last one. Oh no, the last one. Najla. Lutfi. All right, thank you, Lutfi. All right, next one. So we have already a kind of portrait here, landscape. It's about woods. What do you have in mind when you see this?
Ooh,
Woods. Creepy. Yeah. What do you think, Nifa?
A lot of trees.
Lots of trees. Yeah, like.
Wild animal.
Wild animal, yeah, in some woods, yeah, and a bit of an ancient little bridge here, right, Fawaz?
Yeah.
Okay. Woods. So the definition of wood. Can you please give me the definition of wood?
If I'm not mistaken, it's supposed to be like a single type of plant.
Yeah, a single type of plant or vegetation.
Not the different one. If it is a different one, it's supposed to be a forest, if I'm not mistaken.
Hold on a second. Don't spoil it, Nifa. But thank you for that. Thank you. All right, let's go on to the next slide. Yep, thank you. Woods, forest, and jungle. Which one is which? How about the first one here?
I know what
Woods? Yeah, it's taken from the Wrong Turn horror film. Yeah, you know the killer and the victim. And the wood, as you said before, it has a single type of vegetation, and the gaps between the trees are quite large. And the next one? How about the
It's supposed to be a forest.
Yep, it's a forest. Yeah, in the movie Twilight. And the last one is of course a jungle. A lot of tangled vegetations in the forest canopy, right? So it's a wood, forest, and the last one is the jungle. So it's the small one, let's say the medium one, and the largest among all. Okay, so it will make you clear definition about these three types of terms. Woods, forest, and jungle. It's a small, medium to large, and large. Mostly jungle is in tropical, and the climate is, as you can read here, the density is very dense if it's jungle, and the moderate, you can read it by yourself. All right, shall we move on to the next slide?
Yes.
All right. I have one special quote for you. It's from Sir David Attenborough. He said that it seems to me that the natural world is the greatest source of excitement, and the greatest source of visual beauty, and the greatest source of intellectual interest. It is the greatest source of so much in life that makes life worth living. All right. I hope that it will open up your mind about preserving the environment. All right. Let's go to our main course this morning. It's about Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening by Robert Frost. Okay, so can you guess what we are going to learn today?
About.
Yes, boss, do raise your hand, please.
About jungle, sir.
Jungle, not quite the jungle. Yeah, it's about jungle, but a smaller version of jungle. All right. Yes, Niva. Not quite, but yeah, Robert Frost is a poet. But in this term, yeah, we will talk about the poem.
Okay.
Something by Woodson, A Snowy Evening. All right. Of course, these are our learning objectives. Nilai sosial dan budaya, fungsi sosial, kebahasaan, tersurat tersirat, synonym, and the last one is summary. All right. The next one, I have a special clip for you. Enjoy.
Stopping by woods on a snowy evening. Wow. Whose woods these are, I think I know. His house is in the village, though. He will not see me stopping here to watch his woods fill up with snow. My little horse must think it queer to stop without a farmhouse near. Between the woods and frozen lake, the darkest evening of the year. He gives his harness bells a shake to ask if there is some mistake. The only other sounds the sweep of easy wind and downy flake. The woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep.
All right. Do you want me to play it once again?
Yes.
Stopping by woods on a snowy evening. Whose woods these are, I think I know. His house is in the village, though. He will not see me stopping here to watch his woods fill up with snow. My little horse must think it queer to stop without a farmhouse near. Between the woods and frozen lake, the darkest evening of the year. He gives his harness bells a shake to ask if there is some mistake. The only other sounds the sweep of easy wind and downy flake. The woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep.
All right. Now that you have watched the video about the poem by Robert Frost, now it's time to tell you about the writer of the poem. Right, about the writer, Robert Frost, from 1874 to 1963, was one of the most celebrated American poets of the 20th century, known for his realistic depictions of rural life and his mastery of colloquial speech. He was born in San Francisco and he moved to New England after the death of his father, a region that would inspire much of his work. So, why do you think I underline that specific sentence?
Probably the wood.
Yes, Nifa, sorry.
In that area. Probably the wood is located in that area.
Okay. Any other opinion? No? All right. Alright, from Robert Frost's biography, well, life in rural New England served as a backdrop for many of his poems, including this one. That's right, Nifa, thank you. And Frost is known as a poet who highlights solitude. Solitude means like to be alone, and hard work and the human connection with nature, values that reflected American culture at that time. Frost's worldview often reveals a tension between personal desires and social responsibilities, which is clearly illustrated in this poem. And to add something else, and from the title "Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening" itself, you can see the illustrations here. The title reflects the traditions and culture of American society, particularly its familiarity with long journeys, harsh winters, and moments of contemplation in nature. And in Western culture, especially in the early 20th century, solitude and connection with nature were often seen as symbols of life, of reflection and spirituality. Okay, if you recall something that you have learned several weeks ago about the book from, it has the same setting as this. One thing that we learned from this course, a course called Literature in ELT, a book. Can you recall?
The story.
Yeah, that story. The big one, yeah. What's the title of that one? Do you still remember?
Laura.
Yeah, Laura Ingalls Wilder. Yeah, it has quite the same setting as Robert Frost. Yeah. All right, now it's time to read the poem. I'll read you first, then it will be your turn next. All right, stopping by woods on a snowy evening. Let me have my paper here. Whose woods these are, I think I know. His house is in the village though. He will not see me stopping here. He gives, my little horse must think it queer to stop without a farmhouse near, between the woods and frozen lake. He gives his harness bells a shake to ask if there is some mistake. The only other sounds the sweep of easy wind and downy flake. The woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep, and miles to go before I sleep. And miles to go before I sleep. All right, so please, the next turn. Do you mind, Fawaz, Alina, Nifa, and one more, please? Do stand up. I will deliver you the worksheets, then you can do with each stanza. All right, surprise, surprise, Ifa, please. All right, guys, please give applause to our 4 teammates here. All right, so this one is the first, second, third, and the fourth. Okay.
Second.
So yeah, All right, you can start now. Starting from Ifa, please.
From here?
Yes.
Whose woods these are, I think I know. His house is in the village though. He will not see me stopping here to watch his woods fill up with snow.
My little horse must think it
Queer.
queer
Yes, thank you.
to stop without a farmhouse near. Between the woods and frozen lake, the darkest evening of the year.
He gives his harness bells a shake to ask if there is some mistake. The only other sounds the sweep of easy wind and dawn of rain.
The woods are lovely, dark, and deep, but I have promises to keep, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep.
All right, applause to all of all. Yeah, thank you. You can go back to your seats, guys. All right, you can keep it. All right, now, what is the poem about?
This is about someone who is stopping by the woods.
Yep, stopping by the woods. About a kind of traveler. Yeah, traveler who travels, go throughout the woods and he needs to stop and contemplate something in the life. Yeah. All right, the next one is about, I will explain the intrinsic elements of poetry. So there are 4 intrinsic elements of poetry in general. The first one is theme, rhyme, stanza, and message. All right, the theme. The theme of a poem is a main topic or certain issues in the poem which can be stated implicitly or explicitly. Can you make the difference between implicitly and explicitly? What does it mean? Inside and outside, okay. The other one? What do you think about implicitly and explicitly? Which one is stated, which one is not stated?
Stated is implicit and not stated is explicit.
Not stated is explicit, implicit. All right. So could you please repeat it again?
In implicit is stated on the poem, and explicit is outside other, not stated.
Explicit is not included in the text. Yeah, that's right. Thank you, Aline. All right. Example: life, nature, and humanity. And the next one is rhyme. Rhyme is a repetition of similar sounding words occurring at the end of the lines in the poem, and the purpose is to give pleasing effects and enjoyable experience while reading the poem. And the example, like Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall, Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. Like the all sound make the same sound. Like all the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty together again. Men again. Like that's how the rhyme works. So therefore, the rhyme is AABB. The next one is a stanza. A stanza is a fixed number of lines in a poem forming a paragraph, like stanza 1, 2, 3, 4. And as I asked you before to come forward, there are 4 stanzas, so each of you get the 1 stanza. And the last one is message. The message is to be found by treating the words as symbols which naturally do not mean what they say but stands for something else sometimes. Yeah. All right, now let's do a kind of exercise. Maybe 4 of you have already got the worksheet and you just flip it over. And probably some of you haven't got it. You need one more? Keep it.
One by one.
Yeah. One by one. One by one. It's all right. All right. How many times do you need?
10.
How many minutes? How many minutes? 10? All right. Let's make it 5 then. All right, I will send you a kind of tip to answer those difficult, not difficult, but challenging questions. It will be sent by Fawas. Do you mind send it to our group?
Sure.
Just take a picture of it and send it to our classes group. Or Alin will do.
Satu kelas group.
It's pretty easy, isn't it? All right, while doing the exercise, maybe some of you are thinking that the use of the word queer here is a bit sensitive these days, right? Yeah. Since we know that the term LGBTQ, the Q stands for the queer that, yeah, that kind of definition. But back then, in the 19th century or 20th century, yeah, in the first age, queer means like strange, odd things. So Robert Frost didn't do anything to deal with the LGBTQ terms these days. So it really means strange, odd, not the LGBTQ meaning these days. So let's think positively with this term, queer. Finished? All right, I guess you're done. All right, let's do number 1. How many stanzas does the poem have? Anyone?
4.
Yes, 4. Right. Then, what is the main theme of the poem? Nature. Okay. All right. The third. How would you describe the rhyme scheme in the poem? Yeah, the rhyme scheme. Number 3. Come on. Yeah, Ifa, say something. Do you want to say something? Number 3. The last one is D, 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 D. Yeah? Mm-hmm. Correct. Thank you, Alan. All right. Number 4. Nejla, please. How does the author describe the woods? Sorry, come again? Yeah, the woods, he describes them as lovely, dark, and deep, right?
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Number 5, Nifa. No, Alifa. Thank you. Please.
What time of day is describing the
Winter, and likely around the darkest night of the year, right? Yeah. Okay. Number 6. Nifa. Do you
What
mind?
message or moral?
The moral.
The poem suggests that while nature and rest are tempting, we have the responsibility and promises to fulfill in the life. So we have to do that before we rest.
Absolutely, yeah. And the responsibilities and promises to keep, right?
Yeah.
All right. Number 7, Fawaz. Fawaz, number 7.
Why do you think the speaker believes he's not allowed to stop in the woods? The answer is
All right.
yeah.
Yeah, see here. As written in the stanza 1, that
I don't know.
yeah, you don't know? All right, let me help you. So, because of his sense of responsibility and social duty, so he still has promises to keep, as Nifa discussed before, and a long way to go before he can rest. All right. So, number 8. What cultural values or lifestyle can you observe from the way the speaker describes the woods and the journey? Alin, please, number 8.
The connection with the nature
Yes, Nifa? Number 8.
is a kind of reflection, connection with the nature, and the commitment to duty.
That reflects rural American Western ideals, right? Yeah. Okay. Last 2 number. Alin, wanna have a try? Number 9.
Number 9.
And the last one, Alifa, number 10. Let's do number 9. Number 9 first.
Like a speaker sense of responsibility of social duty. Maybe show his commitment to personal or social application.
Okay. That's right. The last one, Alifa.
Number 10.
What can we learn about American rural life or traditions from the setting and tone of the poem? It highlights the solitude and stillness of country life.
Yeah, it highlights the solitude and stillness of the country, as I explained to you before. That Robert Frost is kind of he loves solitude, yeah, to be alone and doing fantastic works in his area. All right, next one. Let's move to match the synonym. How about woods? Forest. Yeah. Actually, we've learned that it's not quite synonymous, right? It has its own difference, but yeah, let's agree to disagree. The next one, queer. Strange, absolutely. The third, lovely. Pleasant. The fourth? Promise? Oath. Okay. Last? Dark? Dim. All right. Let's have a kind of pronunciation practice once again. Repeat after me. Woods. With the long U sound, right? The second one, queer. Queer. I want to hear the ear sound. Queer. Yeah. The third one, lovely. You can stress the V sound there. The fourth one, promise. Not A but promise. Promise. Okay. Dark. Yeah. The long A sound, right? Dim. Pleasant. Not present. Pleasant. Okay. Strange. The J sound. Yeah. Strange. All right. Oath. Th. I want to hear your th sound coming from the. Yeah. Oath. Great. The last one. Forest. Not forest. Forest. Please, Firman, come again. Forest. Made a great job. All right, the last one. One last duty to accomplish. Write a paragraph about your interpretation of the given poem. Just simple one paragraph, please. Let's do it for 2 to 3 minutes. 3 sentences will do. It could be anywhere in that paper. You can do in the blank space there. Anywhere. Or you want to do it here or yeah. You alright, Angela? Okay, great. Okay, it's alright, Firman. Have you got yours? Finished?
Finish.
Okay. Please, for us, do read your summary. Summary of interpretation, yes.
According
Do stand up, please. Do you mind?
my interpretation,
Yes.
according to the poem, is that it shows life and death.
Life and death.
Yes.
How would you describe that one?
So the quiet woods, we can say it is very lovely, dark, and deep. It can be seen as a metaphor for death or an escape from the burdens of life.
Oh my God. Yeah. So deep. Yeah.
So the speaker pauses to consider this temptation, but ultimately he chooses to return to his obligation. And that's it.
All right. Applause to Fawaz, everyone. The next one, I can see that Nifa has finished her job.
I'm going to tell that this poem tells about the writer's journey as he stopped by the woods in winter. It was in the evening and it was windy. There was no houses, and then he might want to stop and rest, but he decided to go and move on to continue the journey as he had something else to do.
Yes. Let's say that the writer of this poem, that he's kind of a determined person, right? Yeah, he has to go whatever the challenges are, right? All right, I think that's all, everyone. Since Fawaz has mentioned something interesting, which is metaphor, how about we learn a metaphor for the next meeting?
Wow!
Amazing. All right, so I think that's all for today, everyone. Before we end this session, it's better to do the closing prayer first. Do you mind? The prayer starts now.
Amin.
Amen. Thank you. All right. Jolly good day, everyone. Thank you for having me. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. See ya. Cheers. I guess it's 30.